Hi and welcome to Element Z3, Winston Churchill Fact File. Winston Churchill is one of Great Britain's most famous statesmen and prime ministers because he was the British leader twice and he also led Britain to victory in the Second World War. Early life. He was born Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill on 30th November 1874 at Blenheim Palace, the seat of his grandfather, the 7th Duke of Marlborough, in Oxfordshire. His father was Lord Randolph, a conservative politician, and his mother was Janet, Lady Randolph Churchill. When he was 13, he only managed to make the lowest class at Harrow School. So, his father put him in the army class to prepare for a career in the armed forces. Early career. He commenced his army career as a cadet in 1893 at Sandhurst after having 3 attempts to pass the entrance exam. He eventually became a cavalry officer and war reporter, spending his 21st birthday working in Cuba. In 1898, he went to fight in the Sudan, but he knew that politics was his first love and his aspiration. He therefore spent time following the news from home and reading past parliamentary debates that his mother sent to him. Famous Churchill quotes: "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm." Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills, we shall never surrender. Into politics at last. At the 1900 general election, he became a member of Parliament, MP, for Oldham, and he made his first speech in Parliament in 1901. He always prepared well and used notes to help attempt to overcome his lisp. Meanwhile, in his private life, he married Clementine in 1908 and they went on to have 5 children. Rising to the top. By 1910, Churchill had become Home Secretary and was in charge of the Royal Navy. He then spent a short amount of time as Chancellor of the Exchequer, in charge of the country's taxes and money. The initial part of the Second World War in 1939 did not go well for Britain, and in 1940, Britain needed a new Prime Minister. That was to be Winston Churchill. Later life. Churchill led Britain through the Second World War with his direction, his "We for Victory" hand sign, and his many famous speeches. However, not long after the war, Britain needed a change and the Conservatives lost power. Churchill kept up with his writing. A second chance to lead the country came round when the Conservatives were re-elected to power and Churchill was Prime Minister once more from 1951 to 1955. Even after that, He continued to be an MP until 1964. In 1965, he died aged 90. He is buried in a small churchyard in Oxford, and his headstone reads, "Remember Winston Churchill." Questions: what does MP stand for? In the early career paragraph, the author uses the word attempts. Write two or more synonyms for this word. In the government of what is the Chancellor of the Exchequer in charge? Why did Churchill follow the news from the home while he was in the Sudan? The author uses the subheading "Into Politics at Last" for one of the paragraphs. Why has the author used the phrase "at last" and an exclamation mark? Find an example of a fronted adverbial in the text. On what exact date was Churchill in Cuba? In the famous Churchill quotes section, what does the word fatal mean? In the rising to the top paragraph, what does the word initial mean? Churchill is famous for his quotes. What do you think about the ones here? Have any of them made you think, and why? Which do you like the best? Checking time. Do check for precision. That is your grammar, capitalization, and sentence structuring. Thank you for staying tuned. Do like, share, and subscribe. But take good care of your health. Thank you.